after the events of yesterday, today was a much more, I'd say, skill-focused day. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I literally just practiced the movement of the hang clean because after reviewing the footage of yesterday, my form was absolutely atrocious in the grand scheme of things. But I don't mind that. I kind of like that. It means that my learning curve will hopefully be very steep and very quick, which is always fun. And just learning any sort of new skill, new movement pattern is always really fun. You just have to trust the process and be nice and patient. Except that you're not going to lift heavyweight very often. Yesterday was more of an experiment than anything else. It was less about executing the hang clean to a high level at a 1 rep max, and more about just seeing what I had the ability to safely get up onto my shoulders weight wise. So it was good to find that out, set myself a bar of such to work towards, and now commit to at least a month's work worth of just practicing the skill, just throwing it in there as some sort of accessory movement on certain days, just to kind of like fill time anytime I need or feel the need for some extra cognitive load. Just throw it in there, really. Practice the skill, and then after a month of consistency, then see what you're capable of with more weight and compare that to the previous footage. So yeah, I really look forward to developing this ability to hang clean, because there were many things yesterday that I was missing. Yesterday I was pretty much using just all back. My back was pretty lit up from top to bottom, which means that I was definitely pulling a lot at the top, which I know I was because my shoulders were quite taxed after the exercise itself. And today I was talking to a friend at the gym who was quite proficient at them. He spent about a month ago, he spent the previous 6 months like really honing his ability on it and moving some weight around with it until he got injured. And he was giving me some cues and some pointers that I was very far from doing yesterday. Yesterday I essentially wasn't hang cleaning in the grand scheme of things. If I'm being brutally honest, like pretty much every rep was a failure, which is cool. Like I said, more than anything, in hindsight, it was about seeing what kind of weight I could get up there safely without killing myself and breaking myself. Because that is one cool thing about the movement, I will say. Like, I was talking to my friend today at the gym, and he was saying how, like, look, you go and watch 10 different videos on how to like hang clean or just power clean from the floor, and you'll get 10 different techniques. You'll get 10 different techniques. Some people like a lot of I've noticed that a lot of NFL athletes, they pull at the top, whereas an Olympic lifter, it's very much the bar becomes weightless and they explode underneath it. So it's kind of horses for courses, to be fair. I do somewhat need to decide, whilst I love the idea of doing it the extremely skill-based way, like the elite lifters do, or the Olympic lifters do, sorry. I was always drawn to it. Initially, I was drawn to the movement after watching college football athletes, American football athletes perform it in training. And I remember one of them doing the exercise, and the development of his back was amazing. Like it was serious, and you could see that like the muscle that he had developed was useful and explosive. It wasn't just fucking big and bulgy and fluffy. Nah, like it was a sight to behold. And the way he moved that bar with such speed was I'll be real, like that video will stay with me. That video is the reason that I've always wanted to be able to have a good power clean, just a good enough one to go to the gym and rep that shit. Yeah, so we'll see where this one goes. I capped it off with some really simple, like, I don't even know how many sets I did, because believe it or not, I didn't even write down my exercises today. It was a very much just get to the gym and see what happens there. I was feeling I want to say I was feeling taxed from yesterday, but in reality I wasn't feeling like physically that taxed. There was a huge mental taxation from yesterday because of how hard I pushed myself. But physically I felt okay. I just wasn't willing to push through and really get warm and really do some work. I decided to choose to make this a deload day. And I enjoyed it. Ended up with some split squats, some really light ones. And I felt really stiff in that movement, really stiff in that movement. And then just did some stretching, some dynamic stretching, just to get loose. And yeah, man, it was one of those days. Just go in and work on the skill. But yeah, again, if you made it this far, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.